PC24 ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਮ ਓਨਰ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਮਕਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੀਕਲ ਬਿੱਲ, ਗੈਸ ਬਿੱਲ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਾਟਰ ਵੇਸਟ ਵਾਟਰ ਬਿੱਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰਿਡਿਊਸ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹਾਊ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਮੇਕ ਯੂਰ ਹੋਮ ਐਨਰਜੀ ਐਫੀਸ਼ੀਐਂਟ ਦੈਟ ਯੂ spend less money maintaining the house। ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵਿਲ ਟਾਕ ਅ ਬਿਟ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਨਗੇ ਅੱਜ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ ਜੀ ਫਰੋਮ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ BC ਤੋਂ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਸ਼ੁਭ ਇੱਛਾਵਾਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ, ਐਨੀਵਰਸਰੀ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨਵ ਜਨਮੇ ਸ਼ਿਸ਼ੂ ਦਾ ਆਗਮਨ ਹੋਇਆ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੋਮ ਕਲੋਜ਼ਿੰਗ ਕਰਵਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੈਰ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਪਾ ਲਏ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਇਨਕਮ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਇੱਕ ਢੁਕਵੇਂ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਪੋਲਿਸੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸ਼ੁਭ ਇੱਛਾਵਾਂ ਭੇਜਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਾਡੇ ਇੱਕ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਅਮਰੀਕਨ ਆਥਰ ਹੋਏ ਹੈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਦੀਪਕ ਅਰੋੜਾ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਲਿਖੀਆਂ, ਇੱਕ ਮੰਨੀ ਪ੍ਰਮੰਨੀ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਕੋਟ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਚਰਣ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਹੋ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨੂੰ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਸਪੈਨ ਨੂੰ 30 ਤੋਂ 50 ਸਾਲ ਤੱਕ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ। ਸੋ ਹੁਣ ਉਮਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਘਟਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵਧਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਦਾ ਵੇ ਯੂ ਥਿੰਕ, ਦਾ ਵੇ ਯੂ ਬਿਹੇਵ, ਦਾ ਵੇ ਯੂ ਈਟ, ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਵਾਚ ਦੈਟ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਜੇ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ 'ਚ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, ਜ਼ੁਬਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੇ ਜ਼ੁਬਾਨ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਦ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ 'ਚ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ ਤਾਂ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ। ਬੈਂਕ ਆਫ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ 25 ਬੇਸਿਸ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੇਟ ਇਨਕਰੀਜ਼ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜੀ। ਬੈਂਕ ਹੈਜ਼ ਹਾਈਕਡ ਇਟਸ ਓਵਰਨਾਈਟ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਰੇਟ ਬਾਏ ਕੁਆਟਰ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਬੜੀ ਦੇਰ ਤੋਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿ ਬੈਂਕ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਰੇਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉੱਪਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਦੈਟ ਵਾਜ਼ ਦਾ ਵੇ ਇਟ ਵਾਜ਼ ਸਪੋਜ਼ ਟੂ ਬੀ। 25 ਬੇਸਿਸ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁਣ ਵਾਧਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੋਰਗੇਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਵੇਰੀਏਬਲ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਅਸਰ ਪਏਗਾ ਜੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸਰ ਨਾ ਪਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਲਣੀ। ਅਸਰ ਪਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਛ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ Bank of Canada today increased its target for overnight rate to 4.5%, with the bank rate at 4.75 and the deposit rate at 4.5%. The bank is also continuing its policy of quantitative tightening. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਟਾਈਟਨਿੰਗ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੋਕਣਾ, ਇਹ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਰਹਿਣੀ ਆ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗਲੋਬਲ ਇਨਫਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਹਾਲੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹਾਈ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਇਨਫਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਉਹ ਤੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੁਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ। ਰਾਇਲ ਬੈਂਕ ਆਫ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ 31 ਮਾਰਚ 2023 ਨੂੰ ਅੰਦਾਜ਼ਨ 4.5% ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੇਟ ਓਵਰਨਾਈਟ ਰੇਟ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਚੱਲੂਗਾ ਦਸੰਬਰ 31 ਤੱਕ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਰਹੂਗਾ। ਮੀਨਸ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਐਜ਼ੂਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਇਟਸ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਟੂ ਸਟਾਪ, ਦਾ ਰੇਟ ਹਾਈਕ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਵਿਲ ਸਟਾਪ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਇਹ ਘਟੂਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਏ ਦਸੰਬਰ 31, 2024 ਉਮੀਦਾਂ ਲਗਾਈਆਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੈਂਕ ਆਫ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦਾ ਟਾਰਗੇਟ ਇਨਫਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਰੇਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ 3% 'ਤੇ ਆਏਗਾ। ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮਕਾਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ 2024 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਤੇ 3% 'ਤੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇਹਨੇ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਘਟਣਾ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੀ 4.5% ਹੋਊਗਾ ਦਸੰਬਰ 31, 2023 ਨੂੰ। ਫਿਰ ਮਾਰਚ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਨਾਊਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਆਉਣੀ ਆ ਉੱਤੇ 4%, ਅੱਧਾ % ਘਟੂਗਾ ਉਦੋਂ। ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਜੂਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 3.5% ਰਹੂਗਾ। ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਤੰਬਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 3.25% ਹੋ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਦਸੰਬਰ 31, 2024 ਨੂੰ ਇਹ 3% ਦੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਵਧਣਗੀਆਂ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ ਕਿ 2017 ਵਾਲਾ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਰਿਪੀਟ ਹੋਏ ਜਾਂ 2019-20 ਵਾਲਾ 21 ਵਾਲਾ ਰਿਪੀਟ ਹੋਏ ਜਾਂ 22 ਵਾਲਾ ਰਿਪੀਟ ਹੋਏ। ਉਹ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ 2000 24 ਦੇ ਐਂਡ 'ਚ 3% ਇਨਫਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਆਊਗੀ। ਉਹ ਨੋਰਮਲ ਇਨਫਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਆਊ, ਸੌਰੀ ਨੋਮੀਨਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ, ਨੋਰਮਲ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਨੋਰਮਲ ਇਨਫਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਰੇਟ ਆਊਗਾ। ਟਾਰਗੇਟ ਰੇਟ 2 ਤੋਂ 3% ਆ, ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਔਨ ਦਾ ਬਾਰਡਰ ਲਾਈਨ। ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁਣ 3% ਤੋਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਘਟਿਆ, 2 ਵੱਲ ਗਿਆ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮਕਾਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਵਧਣਗੀਆਂ, ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਰੇਟ ਵੇਰੀਏਬਲ ਵੀ ਘਟਣਗੇ। ਫਿਕਸ ਰੇਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ 5 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਬੌਂਡ ਦੀ ਯੀਲਡ ਤੇ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ। ਜੇ ਉਹ ਅੱਜ ਘਟ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਫਿਕਸ ਰੇਟ ਘਟ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਵੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਫਿਕਸ ਰੇਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਘੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵੇਰੀਏਬਲ ਰੇਟ ਤੋਂ ਘੱਟ ਆ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵਾਂਗੇ। ਵੈਲਕਮ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਅਮਰਿਤ ਸੋਰਾ।
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, another great day. So they've certainly not stopped doing what they said they were going to do.
They will still go 25 basis point more in March. Paul
Right.
Chima says.
In March, eh?
Yeah.
So as opposed to stopping it and seeing the result of the rate hike increases, they want to just keep on putting the pressure.
Yes.
I guess in some sense there's some method to the madness. Last week you said that inflation rate has declined over the last month down to 6.3
Yes.
from 6.8, right? So let's see the result by March. I think there might be some positive leaps and bounds on their target, but being in a position where people are going to be in the same situation for till the end of 2024, it seems quite a daunting task at the present time for them, right?
Yes. So that's pretty right. The inflation has definitely come down. This is the viewpoint of many analysts that the government, the Bank of Canada, should stop rate hikes. They keep saying that Bank of Canada should wait for the lagged response of the previous rate hikes. But they also admit that the signs are showing up. Prices are softening, growth is softening up, and that is what bringing the inflation down. So from peak of 8.1% to 6.3% is a kind of good progress, I would say, but it is costing many Canadians their peace of mind, their houses, and whatnot. They are struggling with keeping up for their daily expenses. The bare minimum necessities of life, those are also expensive, around 10.5%. So we will see inflation report, I guess, somewhere end of, in February. Somewhere in February, in the mid of February, we probably will see another inflation report for January. And that will tell us where we are. Core inflation is still on the upper side. So let's see how it goes. But as far as I think, and my suggestion to all the potential home buyer is this, that when you are thinking of buying a house, when the market goes down, be very conservative on what you offer. Right now, Amrit, it's like steam is building up in a pressure cooker. Right? So when the whistle is what you call the weight, we used to call whistle, right? Because it whistles when pressure cooker comes to steam. So when that lid is opened up, the steam will be everywhere. It's going to spread out. People are going to buy houses like crazy, like someone who is kept starved for a week and then is offered food, and they will eat up all the food whether they like it or not. That's what may happen. So I want people to exercise restraint. It's not that the rates start coming down and you start paying more and more money to the homeowners. You have to restrain. You have to have negotiators in the market who will do the best job for you, who will not ask you to offer 100,000 over asking or 200,000 over asking. The world is not going to be devoid of homes. The homes will always be there, they will keep coming in the market. But I don't know what drives people crazy, that they just don't think that by offering more money without proper comparison, market analysis, demand and supply setup analysis, they are eating up their own equity for the next 2 to 3 years.
Right. So they've got to do a reasonable analysis before making a, opinion of value, not putting
Yeah, they
emotion
should not do
over.
blind bidding on that.
Right.
If there
Yeah.
are
The
10
scenarios.
offers,
Yeah.
you have your own deadline. You know that you cannot exceed beyond this limit. So why jump behind that? Right? If
Hmm.
any professional just tells them, you know what, let's pay them 50 grand more because we have 10 offers here, I think they should fire the professional right away.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a scenario that people should have looked at last year as well.
They should
Um,
learn a lesson, right?
yeah.
The house
So
prices were one of the biggest factor of inflation too. They should never forget it. Then it is gas.
right,
A
they
few
were
years from
generally.
now will be electricity, the hydro,
Hmm. Yes.
when everyone buys
The
electric cars.
Well, let's see if the infrastructure is there in order to support that. I mean, um, you know, I drive an electric car, and it doesn't mean that I had anything against gas. It was just convenient for me. I do a lot of driving, and um, when I park, I charge. So, that decision was, uh, sincerely more fiscally guided, as opposed to the fact that I don't like vehicles powered by gas or diesel. I fully enjoyed my truck. Um, in fact, I think sometimes in the snowy months you want to have a bigger vehicle which you can plow through, as opposed to having an electric car. Um, could sincerely fail on a long distance journey, right? So.
Absolutely. Well, nothing against that. It's only something will always be expensive. What is cheap
Hmm.
today will be expensive tomorrow as its usage increases. Right now, people are only
Right.
using hydro to run their, home lights. That's it, most of them. Slowly, we are
Mhm.
seeing many people opting in for electrical vehicles. So that's at some point in time, this is going to jack up, right? So because that will the consumption will increase, the cost to produce will increase. We have limited resources. Maybe we will switch to solar panels. For every house may have a solar panel roof. Who
Yeah,
knows?
and then capturing, or storing that energy is also a big cost impact as well
Its
initially, right?
cost impact, environmental effect will be there.
Yeah.
So everything, life is a trade-off. You get
Hmm.
one thing, you lose another thing. You make more money, you
Correct.
lose peace of mind and your sleep. You become prime minister of a
Well,
country, you have no sleep at all and so much obligations and then criticism from people. All the time, 24/7, 365. Nobody in the world is happy with any premier.
right, at the present time, yeah.
everyone, everyone feels entitled. But anyways, so this is where we are looking up. So Bank of Canada has increased the rates by 25 basis point. All those variable mortgages, they will see an uptick in their monthly mortgage payments. major portion is the interest, lesser is the principal component, and many banks have already enhanced the amortization period to keep including a certain percentage of principal in the payment. So they are not only paying interest, it has also a component of principal in it, because this is how amortization should work. If it is more interest, no principal, then it means you are in a negative equity position, and all that negative principal keeps adding on to your mortgage, and you are paying more and more, and this cycle becomes a killer cycle. So right now the banks are increasing amortization. Many have 35 to 40 years just to make sure the payments stay low and people can still afford it. There will be many people who are about to drop off the cliff because they have already reached the threshold and they are unable to keep their houses. So many economists, they predict that there will be a number of more new listings in the market because those people will be forced to sell. They keep saying right now there is no sign of forced sale, but I can tell you this from ground zero. There are many homes that are selling under stress. It's only that you have to find, is the agent is doing the great work, you will never feel that. But if someone does a choppy work, you will sense that stress right away. This is how it works, right? Because we are the face of seller's transaction.
Yeah, there's certainly an increased amount of stress for people keeping up with things. One of the terms I heard out there was maybe they need to do something unconventional called house hacking. House hacking would be, possibly having a room that you can rent out, or a portion of your house that you can rent out, or if somebody requires storage, maybe rent your shed. You know, think outside the box, because any little bit of money is going to help you, offset your burden as much as possible. So if you're in that kind of situation, try and employ all tactics in order to relieve some pressure. If you've got a 5-bedroom house and 2 bedrooms are sitting empty, or sitting with boxes in them, put the boxes in a different corner, rent out your room. Privacy, I understand the main aspect was privacy, but within our community, we can go to the Gurdwara and put a post up and say, okay, looking for a student.
Sorry for that.
Who's able, no problem.
Yep.
Looking for a student occupant who's well behaved, non-smoker. $400 or $600. I know at the peak it was $800 a room that people could fetch, but that's obviously their own entrance. So if you've got say for example, you have a house guest, right? Be economical. So I don't know which stage a lot of people have reached at, but try your darndest to make it work. There was one gentleman who was explaining to me one of his clients had 5 revenue streams from one property.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big enough yard, so he's got two boats that are stored there. He's renting out his garage. He's got 2 separate basement suites. So all of that adds up, right? It might be small amounts of dollars, but try and pinch the pennies as much as possible at the present time.
Well, I guess many people are already doing it. I noticed some people have room rental ads put up in the shopping malls or on Kijiji or even in the listings on MLS. Like renting out one bedroom for $700 with shared kitchen, shared laundry, and whatnot. This is what I am seeing happening now. So, well, yeah, so many people share your viewpoint, but the bottom line is everything has to be at a cost. Maybe peace of mind, odd hours of working of these tenants, disturbing your sleep. If you have pets, then disturbing the pet's life. So many things are going to change, but people have no choice right now. As per a report from Canadian Mortgage Trends, it says about 7,400 mortgages out of nearly 5.1 million mortgages, and this is 0.15%. So this is where we are at the moment. It was 0.14 3 months ago, but now it's 0.15. It's rising. The mortgage arrears are on the rise, and it says that in Saskatchewan the rate is 0.60%. It is highest so far. Alberta follows next with 0.37, and British Columbia is 0.15. Your neighborhood, sorry, 0.10, and Ontario is also 0.10% mortgages where arrears are rising. That is payments which are overdue from about 3 to more months. Those are the arrears. And during pandemic, the rate went up. The national rate we're not talking province-wise. The national rate went up to 0.27. It says that we are still below 0.27 in pandemic era, but it is becoming a point of worry among people. We'll keep talking. We are live on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, PC24RE TV group on Facebook. So I would expect and I would request that you like our channel PC24RE TV on YouTube, so that we can cater to more customized content for this broadcast. PC24RE TV has no intention to seek your business. This is just an information channel, and any information that we broadcast is for educational purposes only. Please consult your professional before you make a decision. We cannot be legally sued or any claims put on PC24 because of its advice given in any of its program. So be diligent when you exercise your rights as a consumer. So we will be back after a short break. Then we are going to talk about energy efficiency and how it can save you $1,000, and specifically during such times. Stay tuned. Are you looking for a reliable legal office that can handle your closing in the most effective manner? If yes, please get in touch with Rakesh Joshi at 416-213-8600. Joshi Law Office provides all the legal advices about real estate law, business law, immigration laws, notarization and affidavits, wills and trust. Give them a call today, 416-213-8600. Are you looking for reliable immigration services? If yes, contact Sukhi Paul at 647-296-4575 or office phone number 905-790-8877. They are located at 219-220 at 7956 Torban Road. It's right at the intersection of Torban Road and Steeles Avenue West. Contact them for all kind of visa services. Are you the breadwinner for your family? Have you ever considered if something were to happen to you, what would happen to your wife, to your children, to your parents? If not, this is the time to call Kamaljeet Bola at 647-772-1481. She is an amazing insurance advisor working with Beyond Care Insurance Solutions in Brampton, Ontario. Find out what best you can do your family while you can. Do not put this thing off till tomorrow. This could be very, very critical for your family's future. Are you thinking of a career change or adding another one to your portfolio? Well, you are thinking right. Call Sarabjit Luddar at 416-879-3039 from Beyond Care Insurance Solutions. She also deals in life, long-term, travel, critical illness, disability insurance. Give her a call today at 416-879-3039. This is what we can tell you. She will always give you the right advice and help you find out if being an insurance advisor is your piece of cake. Are you thinking to sell your home and are concerned about depreciating values? Don't be. You are in safe hands with Paul Chima. Call me at 647-333-2273. I ensure safety of your home with electronic lock boxes. Nobody can enter your house without permission from our brokerage, and we provide full detail if needed at any point in time. Once again, Paul Chima, 647-333-2273. Better call Paul and get moving. Do you want to shop right without burning your pockets? If yes, please visit Monisha Discount Warehouse at 377 Burnhamthorpe Road, East Mississauga, Ontario. They are the best. They have all kind of Indian, Pakistani and other local stuff that you can buy at literally throwaway prices. Contact them at 905-361-0773. Monisha Discount Warehouse. D.P. Jain is a well-known name in the fields of accounting. You can contact him today at his cell number 416-305-0080 or his office number 905-790-9327. Once you start working with him, you will never want to leave him. He is 5-star professional. Call him today. D.P. Jain Professional Corporation. PC24 RE-TV is heard over so many different channels. If you want to promote your business for free, call me at 647-333-2273. You can also send your artwork to contact@paulchima.com. We are here to be partners in your business success. 647-333-2273. Welcome back to PC24 TV's broadcast for today. We promise that we will talk something about energy efficiency. That is something will be very useful for the homeowners who are now faced with high cost of mortgage payment. So how would you cut down your cost? Well, many people are already cutting down cost on so many things that were very essential for them a couple of months ago because they cannot afford it anymore. Many businesses are also feeling the heat of the high interest rates. So many people, many businesses that were connected to housing are losing business because people have stopped shopping for any need associated with their housing. So now the problem comes in with all those inflated bills. What should be done? I'm not saying you do things right away, but considering the same circumstances can come back at any time in the future, because this is a kind of cycle. This keeps rotating every couple years. So we are going to be in the same dilemma. So whenever you can, you should start thinking about saving on your energy bills. So how can you save on your energy bills? We will start with the very basic suggestions. Take your pick and see what is good for you. I will be joined with by our honored guest, Amrit Sura here. Yes, Amrit. Amrit, do you know these LED bulbs are now becoming in thing for all the houses because they save on your hydro bill, a lot of money, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things we're seeing a lot in new developments, is that they will implement a you know high efficient, um, energy saving, and those could be light bulbs. Um, and I guess as a for an older home, where would you start? Uh,
Yeah,
look into look into consulting with an electrician to do a reconfiguration for your lighting, and then making sure any air gaps would be a good start at your doors,
yeah.
windows. Make
Well,
sure
making
those are
your
sealed.
house draft proof. That is what I
Draft.
was going to say. But talking about LEDs, do you know that LED, if it is 4 watt, it gives 220 plus lumens, whereas the same lumens 220 plus can be achieved with a halogen lamp, but it has to be 18 watts, from 4 watt to 18 watt. And if it is CFL, you know those fluorescent tubes, they
Yes.
need 6 watts to produce the same kind of brightness. And standard bulbs, we need 25 watts. How cool
Wow.
is that? So well, it's no brainer that LED are basically the best alternative, and the light is cool. It doesn't heat you up. You don't get the feeling that, oh, I'm feeling hot. You know,
Yes.
sometimes we used to say, turn the lights off, it feels so hot, because they emit heat too, right? Those elements.
Amen. Exactly.
They do,
Exactly.
right? And a
Yeah.
100-watt bulb produces about 1300 lumens of brightness. But the same brightness can be achieved with just 18 watts LED.
Wow.
So that means you are saving close to 82 watts of energy. Multiply by that hours by years, and it will be a lot of saving.
It'll certainly impact the savings. The initial outlay of cost, if you're reconfiguring those kind of components, you need uh, you definitely need a transistor
Yeah.
before the element, right? So the initial outlay might be a little bit more, but the cost savings for the lifespan of how long you're going to have the home is
Hmm.
certainly going to make an impact. Even if you have rental homes, it might be a benefit for you to do some rewiring while you're doing the renovation, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And they made a calculations here on one of the website, which is called homeelectrical.com. Home Electrical. It's just one E in that.
Mm.
Homeelectrical.com, and they have compared CFLs versus halogen versus fluorescent versus incandescent versus LED. So according to them, LED has an annual cost of $1.19 annual versus $7.01 for incandescent. I believe these are US dollars. And halogen $5.05, CFL $1.75. So CFL is pretty close to LEDs actually. Right?
Right.
But I hear that in Europe they are phasing out all previous kinds of bulbs, even fluorescent and CFLs. They're phasing out. They are moving to LEDs, but they are allowing the businesses to sell the remaining inventory, whatever they have. But eventually they are moving over to this. And even in Canada, they have some target of phasing out the old bulbs and replacing them with LED. I guess in Quebec they have set a deadline, so I'm not sure what it is. So The lumens comparison for the same kind of rating is way too different. Whereas an incandescent lamp gives 15 lumens per watt, LED gives 72 lumens per watt, right? And these are not recyclable and they don't contain mercury. So I would say begin with replacing your bulbs. That's the one easy fix. And you can fit these LEDs in so many different kind of sockets because they come in all kind of connectors, or some can just be screwed on to those outlets, and you can use them in a chandelier. They're slightly expensive but they last longer.
So these are without the requirement of a transformer?
No transformer required, just plug them in.
Oh wow, okay. So that's a good point.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't need a
bec-
transformer, you just put them in and that's it.
mhm.
They will work like normal. Like I have changed couple bulbs at my house and they're pretty easy to replace. Like in a chandelier, I have those little LEDs. They are very thin screws,
Yeah.
threads there that they go into
Mhm.
chandeliers, but it saves on hydro bill. Doesn't matter. Like all my lighting in the studio is all LED now. I
Oh,
replaced from
great.
fluorescent.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it saves and it's cold. It doesn't feel hot in the studio anymore. Like I would be overheated in 1 hour. So
Right.
that's one thing that people can do is start with their bulbs. And of course, there is another criteria when you shop for an appliance, check out that it is Energy Star rated. And if you go to Energy Star Canada website, they have actually a list of appliances that meet the certain levels of performance and saving on energy bills. You can actually shop for those appliances. The list is endless. You can find dishwashers, you can find uh, fridges, refrigerators, stoves, washer machines, and all those things. Talking about washers, I didn't know that front loading washing machines use less water and energy than top loading. I don't know the dynamics behind this.
Well, maybe there was a risk. The front loading. If there's too much water, maybe that would create an issue for flooding, right? Um, as opposed to
Yeah. If the
so they,
gasket leaks,
yeah,
the water spills into your basement.
that's
That
right.
is something is holding me from buying front loading washing machine. Exactly the same reason. Because
Hmm.
I stumbled upon a video where this house got flooded by a front loading washing machine. In top loading, the water still stays in the tank.
Right.
There may be workaround. Maybe the handyman that came to fix the machine was a choppy guy. He just opened the door, and out came the water.
Oh my goodness.
And mostly people have kept them close to their furnaces, and it affects them because water goes under those ducts and can cause rust.
Rust. Yeah. And one of the other things I think you were going to mention was draft proof. Draft
Yes,
proof your
very
house might be.
important.
Yeah. Even in an apartment, I think, if you've got gaps under your front door,
Yeah.
it's important to change that. And then windows, especially. Um, maybe if you want to add a screen that would help with light reflectivity as well. So not too much sunlight comes in and heats up the home.
You can put those screen filters, like you can actually glue them just like your car screens.
Right.
You can look through the windows still, but they will filter out the ultraviolet rays. That's what cause cancer, skin cancer.
Hmm.
So you can block those lights by using certain screens. But the bottom line is, people don't pay attention to those things, right?
Right.
We can spend thousand of parties and birthdays, but we don't take care in the longer run. Even the energy efficient homes that builder are making these days, it is sad that they save more than 10% of energy cost.
Only 10%.
Yeah, about 10%.
Right.
So if your bill comes for $50 a month, you will be saving $45 on that, which will translate to around 600 or 500 something every year,
Hmm.
right? And then another easy fix. So we are saying replace the bulbs with LEDs, draft proof your house, bring those weather strips, caulk the gaps in the windows and the house, between the windows and the house frames, right? Make sure your house is properly insulated. That is one thing to save energy. Basements are not as good insulated as the upper levels are. And trust me, a lot of heat dissipates through the basement as well,
Right.
right? It goes to the foundation, it goes to the ground, and people never notice that. But how to insulate your basement, that is a huge project. And insulation can be done from the inside or from the outside.
Hmm.
The preferred way is outside. But outside is very expensive work, because now you got to dig those trenches, do insulation, right?
That's right.
So, and you cannot do that in winter. You cannot do it now because the ground is all hard. So when you do it in summer or spring, then it stops your movability around the house. And it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Digging is not cheap. You have to seek permission from gas or hydro companies. So they will tell you where their pipes are running and how you can dig into that, blah, blah, blah. And then you insulate it. But inside, like insulating the basement from inside is pretty easy. And anyone can do it. It's DIY project.
Right.
So there are different kinds of insulation. One insulation is, I think, polyurethane insulation that can only be installed by certified contractors. You cannot do that. It has a specific way of handling, and it is used when the walls are irregular. But if your walls in the basement are pretty flat, like they are poured concrete, or they are, what do you call those, cinder blocks?
Yeah, cinder
If
blocks.
they're flat, they're straight, then you can get sheet insulation, and that is pretty easy. So get the sheet insulation, press that against the wall. Some codes ask you that you first put the insulation, then frame on top of that, and then fill the gap, like between the studs, with the vertical sheets.
Hmm.
Right, so it's a double insulation that will save tons of your utility bills. But that's a very expensive, thing as well. One sheet, 2-inch thick, about 8 by 4 feet wide, will cost you around $57 from a reputable brand. But there are other which are 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches thick. Those are between $20 to $28 per sheet. But it will still save something, right?
Yeah. And do you normally have to put plastic sheeting on the front side.
In the inside the basement?
Yeah.
Well, basements are meant to bleed water, right? You know that. They are kind of porous walls.
Hmm.
So one of the disadvantage of insulating from inside is that if you do not properly seal the insulation and create a water barrier or a vacuum kind of thing, then the water that comes in will change to mold at some point in time and will cause more damage than it will save on your utility bills. So that's why they recommend doing insulation from outside.
Hmm.
Then you can
Yeah.
you can create that. So that water vapor barrier that you are asking me. So yeah, but they do not recommend you to use that tar paper inside because they say it releases toxic fumes into the house. If you dig older homes, you will see that black paper not recommended anymore.
Yeah.
So
A lot of
doing
a lot of
plastic sheathing, I am not sure about that. We may need to have an advice from some contractor how we can waterproof our basement. People do that all the time
Mhm.
because any defect that may come at a later point in time will be hidden from your eyes.
Right.
And
Right.
I would suggest get things done from professional contractors. They know
Mhm.
how to do it. There are certain overlapping areas in a house where they know how to insulate those portions and save on your bills. It is really great if you can insulate your basement rather than putting heated floors on the under the driveway.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are
That's
spending money and they show those videos with a lot of pride, say, while other houses have tons of snow, look at our driveway, it's all clean because they have heated subfloor there. Seen them?
yeah. They run antifreeze through those pipes, right? Or if it's electricity, it's differently.
I guess that is a
Uh,
heated driveway we're talking about.
yeah.
How would antifreeze like change? I have no idea about that. Forgive me for my
So
ignorance.
no. So some of them do. The radiant heat piping. So instead of water going through there, they'd get antifreeze going through there. They don't want the water to freeze, right?
Hmm.
So they have heated
Well,
coolant,
those are good
basically.
things and not a bad idea, but protect your house from inside. No, running something which is hydro based outside your property, you're adding more to your energy bill. And we're
Correct.
talking about reducing energy bill.
Yeah.
If you do clean your own snow, it is a kind of physical activity in winters. People don't go to gyms in winter sometimes. I noticed that. So why
Hmm.
not? That's a physical exercise. Do it. We are expecting 20 centimeters of snow today. I hope the
No.
weather forecast is true because we always joke about them. And how many people know that the houses come with a manual? Mr. Sharma, I'm sorry, I just saw your message. So we have a guest and he says, I have closing in October. I want to extend my closing. I talked to builder and found very rude, said no. Legally, how can I get extension if I talk to my lawyer to send request? Thank you. So Rajkumar, I would suggest you give me a call and we can brainstorm 647-333-2273. He may shout, then we'll see what can be done. But most of the time, builder will not extend the closing date. It is a contract etched in stone.
Hmm.
So you have to respect that. I don't think even lawyer will help you with that. But we can find out some ways and means to lessen the load, but I don't know, I have no idea. about that. Do you know anything about that, Amrit?
If there's a delay in the estimated completion date or outside date, that you know you'd really need to take a deep dive into his contract.
Yeah,
So
but deep dive is one thing. We need to read each and every line on the APS. But at the same time, as far as I know the builders and have experience working with them, they will not change it. They will keep the way it is, and if you don't close, your deposit may be forfeited. And I'm not even sure if you can sell that unit at this time. So, well, you still have time. It is in October. So, yeah, give me a shout. I want to understand why you want to extend your closing in the first place. Maybe we can work something out. Are these some issues with the funds or whatever? So we may have some other solution to your problem. But I don't think the builder will change your closing. So Rajkumar Sharma ji, you can give me a shout at 647-333-2273. Thank you. Well, I'm happy that he comes on board and talks about certain things. Thank you very much, Mr. Sharma. Actually, I'm seeing the broadcast on another computer. I wasn't paying attention on that. He messaged me at 10:55. I'm 22 minutes late replying it.
hopefully you can find a solution.
Yes, maybe if there's a monetary, then we probably can do something about that. So yeah, so do you know, just like any appliance, your new home comes with a manual. You are given a manual which tells you that this is the annual maintenance
Schedule.
sheet of your house.
Hmm.
Every year you have to look into that and do those things. It's like the way you maintain your car. You know, at this mileage, you need to change the oils. You need to change this or that thing in the car, like AC filter or whatever. I don't know. So even if your house is not Energy Star, you can still maintain it. You don't need that tappa of Energy Star, because whatever you do to your house will definitely save you some money. But now you are going to ask me, but we will also spend money, right? Yes.
Yeah, I think in the long run it goes. It helps out because you're definitely in a better position. If you look after the house, it's going to be easier to maintain. I mean, why
Yes.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to make sure everything is looking?
Give me 1 second. Mr. Verma has joined, and let me put some lipstick on my face. Mr. Verma, welcome. You want to call in? Call in. 647-800-1518. I'm seeing him after so long. Maybe he doesn't like Punjabi anymore. So today we are doing it in English language, and he jumped in. Yeah, we still have 6 minutes left, Mr. Verma. So say something. 647-800-1518 to call. So, like, even if your house is not Energy Star, you can buy Energy Star equipment. That's something you can do, right?
Right. Absolutely.
That's what builders do.
That's
If
right.
it is an Energy Star house, you will see everything Energy Star. You will see LED lamps. You will see proper draft proofing of the house. So everything they will do will be to protect energy from dissipating to the outside world and outside coming to your house. And then when you do laundry, try to do it with cold water, not hot water. Hot water is going to drain lots of energy, and there are so many great detergents that work best in cold water. In India, we never had the hot water luxury. We would always be washing clothes with that thapi, like a cricket
That,
bat, out
yeah.
in the open on a cold, foggy day. and the clothes will still be like shiny as brand new.
Yeah.
I just wonder how many times my mom broke my buttons with her thapi. Thap,
Right.
thap. So running cold water in the laundry machine is great. So they say use a front loading washing machine. Well, take your pick. It uses
Hmm.
less energy and water.
Less energy as well. Okay.
Yeah, it's less energy and water. And I do not know the rationale. Maybe the drum that rotates has lesser weight on it and it uses
Hmm.
less energy to rotate versus the vertical tub which maybe gets very heavy when the water is right there. So in these machines, I see only slight level water, the front loaders, so maybe less water and then less burden on the machinery to operate that rotation. That could be one reason. Just making a wild guess.
Yeah, but in the front loading, they also have those um, angled pieces, so that when the clothes go round, they get sort of tossed around and beaten.
Yeah, yeah, they
The
get tossed around.
front loading
Yeah,
is just
absolutely.
spinning.
And then when you are using dishwasher, make sure it is full before you use it. It's not that I have one cup only and I'm too lazy to wash it, so just run the dishwasher. Let it do the job. We are getting a phone call. Give me 1 second.
Great.
Hello? Hello, Paul here?
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Wonder line ended, so seems like this was oops. How do I know which number called? Mr. Verma, did you call me? Can you call me on the line 647-800-1518?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Paul, it's Rajiv. Yeah, hello, Mr. Paul, it's Rajiv Verma.
Yes, sir. I'm listening to you, Rajiv. Sir, thank you very much for jumping in.
Yeah, just joined your program. I always, wonder, always love to listen both of you.
Thank you very much, Verma, sir. And I was wondering, where did you suddenly vanish? Because I haven't seen you for the last many episodes.
Yeah, actually, the market is tough, but also we are busy on the same time.
Uh-huh.
So
So
regardless
money,
of the
money more than your friend's broadcast.
actually, regardless of what the Bank of Canada is doing,
Yes.
we always, as a mortgage professional, you know that you are also a mortgage professional. We always have the solutions for the clients. So it's not about the interest rate. It's not about the Bank of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're gonna do now, whatever they did today,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever they're gonna do in the future,
Mm-hmm.
not gonna stop to provide the solutions to the people. You know that very well because you're also in this industry. So interest rate is not the whole thing which can stop the clients to purchase or to refinance their
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You're right.
The only thing so far I know that they need to spare some quality time to sit with any licensed mortgage advisor or any agent or broker, regardless of that. They need to sit down. The problem is they don't have the time.
Yes. They don't have time. Yesterday I was speaking with someone, Mr. Verma, and he said that I always thought If I go to brokers, I will end up paying more. But he said, now I came to realize that brokers are way more help than traditional banks.
Yes, especially nowadays. The client do need a very, very honest, trusted mortgage advice more than ever. I believe that.
I think you are right. That's the way it has to be. That's the way it is. And maybe when I was not a mortgage agent slash broker, I also thought similarly that brokers, I may end up at some wrong place. But now I see the value that is added in serving the consumers. It is way more than just getting them a mortgage. It is shopping for the best rate, the best terms and conditions for the consumers.
And there are so many misconceptions, with the clients regarding the mortgage brokers or the mortgage process. There is a great need of education needed, so that they are well educated basically. That's what because FISRA has given us the license to provide the information to the consumers so they are more educated.
Well, I agree to that. That's fantastic. So no doubt about that. And I know you are one such professional who will go beyond everything to find the best solution for your client. Verma sir, please share your phone number so if anyone has to reach out to you, they can call you.
It's a 647-291-7116.
647-291-7116 if you need any advice with mortgages. He is a broker owner. What's your company name, sir?
The Simplified Mortgage Solutions. But I will say the other thing because your program, if we see what you are discussing away from those things, I think the clients or the consumer can also benefit a lot once they start listening to your program. Because I believe that the program should be absolutely education oriented, which you are having. So promote to reach more consumer, so that your mandate to provide the information is, well served, I think so.
Sirji, I'm so grateful to you for your kind words.
So when I find as a mortgage broker, when I'm listening, even though I'm sitting on my table and working right now,
Yeah.
but when I check the LinkedIn, I got the live, then I always join. And listen, if I can get benefit as a mortgage broker and think about a consumer can also get a lot more benefit.
That's a huge testimony, sir. Thank you very much for pitching in. We are about to end the program. Your call came in and I couldn't resist having you online. And I would want you to be here in the show, one full broadcast, and join with maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the lawyer coming in. But Friday, come here, then we, dissect this Bank of Canada rate hike cycle and the myth that the rates are not going to stop right people from getting into home ownership or getting qualified.
Definitely, I will try my best, and thank you. Really appreciate for taking the call. Always pleasure to talk with both of you, wonderful people.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you.
No problem. Okay.
So this was Mr. Rajiv Verma. He is a mortgage broker, and he owns this company called Simplified Mortgage Solution. 647-291-7116. You can call him if you need any advice with the mortgages. It's always better to have names of good people on your address book. So yes, so we will quickly wrap it up because I think I couldn't resist and I saw his message on LinkedIn that he just joined. I said, come on in. So we're talking about. I will just wrap it up. Run the dishwasher when it is full, and what they say, your house has those grills, right? Where the air comes out, where the air goes in. The recycling
Yeah.
setup in your house. Make sure you are not blocking that. If you block that, that is going to disturb the airflow and will be dangerous. And do not be in a habit of turning your heating on and off all the time. Some people think I'm not home, let me turn off the heating. And then when they come back, the system has to do more effort to heat the house back again. It is rather better
Change the
that you
filter.
leave the house the way it is and it maintains itself. Once a
Yeah.
temperature is reached, the machinery will stop. And also replace your old thermostats with amazingly new, highly technological innovations, those new thermostats. Like I started using Ecobee.
Okay.
Oh, it is a fabulous thing. You can put sensors in different rooms, and then you can have follow me enabled. So if you go to this room and it has sensor, and this room was cold, when you sit here, the sensor will feel you, and this temperature will start going up. So when you go out, the temperature will come down because the machine, the system averages the temperatures of all the sensors and try to reach an equilibrium. This is cool. Like one of our room was always cold. So when I replaced my furnace, I went for Ecobee and I brought sensors. It is 119 for 2. Great devices. So that room now heats up to 24 degrees. Initially it would be always below 19, 18.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it tells you it is occupied. So that's all for now. I think you should start doing those things. Amrit Sura works in Abbotsford, BC, and a great resource for your real estate needs in that hood. Give him a call. His number is 778 999. Oh, how dearly I want 999 on my line. 7789991531 ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ 7789991531 ਚੱਕ ਲਓ ਮਕਾਨ BC ਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਲੇਟ ਚ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਦੇਣਗੇ ਮਕਾਨ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਦਿੱਕਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਣੀ I think this is the first time my broadcast went about 10 minutes higher than normal time, but I'm grateful to Mr. Verma for pitching in. Any final words, sir?
Yeah, just like yourself and Mr. Verma said, reach out, take the time to analyze what's needed in order to allow you to cut those costs and make your life less stressful by getting the professional help. The biggest thing is, how fiscally responsible can you be? How much more? We're talking about energy efficiency now. On a financial side, when you liaise with Mr. Paul or Mr. Verma, you'll have a good analysis of where to plug the holes. Right? You don't want the ship to sink.
Yeah.
So even that requires high efficiency. Let's call it high efficiency financing. Let's coin that term. Right?
Energy rating in 96. I don't know what they call
Yes.
it, AFUE or whatever it is. But that's
Yeah.
something. Alrighty, Mr. Sura, say my hi to your friend David. And
Thank you.
I know he's no embedded in my brain. I know he should be around.
He's already there. Yeah.
So I will shortly know about everyone in your office. When I come there, so I would not be stranger there. I will say, okay, he's
Exactly.
David.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Take care, and we end the broadcast at this point. But before going, I would like to send our deepest condolences to the families of those who lost a beloved one. May God grant peace to the departed soul and give you strength to get over this loss. Thank you very much for watching. Please send your suggestions, like our YouTube channel, which is PC24RE TV, and we would be very grateful to you for this little act of generosity toward our